Hello there, my very good friends. On today's Wrestling After News, Creative Frustration in TNA.
A huge champion versus champion match has been teased in WWE.
A massive wrestling attendance record has been broken, and not by WWE.
And Teddy Long buries Johnny Ace.
Hey, that's nice.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy H. Murray. The H stands for...
And this is the After News.
Pretty good Rollins, that. Pretty good. Didn't even intend it. Effortless.
The last After News in this studio.
Oh, spoiler alert. Anyway, let's talk Creative Frustration in TNA. My mind went blank there. It burned alive. But yeah, this is a pretty interesting comment from Sean Ross Sapp. It's during a Fightful Q&A. Asked a whole bunch of things, but you know, talking about a problem that TNA would seemingly want to fix as they enter this new era of programming. They, of course, have a brand new TV deal. They're going to be on AMC in the new year. They're making some moves. They're renewing some contracts. They're signing some wrestlers. So the Righteous have debuted there.
Yes.
Good for them. They got Who Are You chance, which is wild considering they were on freaking TV a year ago. But yeah, Sean was just commenting during this Q&A. It's not a formal report. He did say, creative is a primary thing of which the talent want fixed. They don't feel as much confidence in their creative. And that's not me trying to pick on TNA. It's the very, very common reaction I got when I asked about the TV deal. I wasn't even fishing for anything like that. It was presented without instigation, so to speak. He said that multiple wrestlers brought this up on their own, saying that the creative dissatisfaction is it's a common theme, apparently, in TNA. And yeah, look, if you're going to have this new show, and you're going to have new eyeballs on your product and all of this stuff, it stands to reason that you would want to make the creative a little bit better. Speaking of creative being better, if you want to vote on the best moment of the year, the best story, the best wrestler, the best match, and the worst moment and the biggest disappointment, and all of that stuff, please check out our awards. The link is in the description below. We've had a phenomenal response so far. It's open till Sunday, and the week after... Is that accurate? The week after, yeah, we'll have a video going through all of them.
I'm excited.
Boo! Have a look. Good stuff. But yeah, what do you think of TNA's creative dissatisfaction?
2 words. Mike Santana.
Oh,
Not that
yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
that this is the source that Sean has spoken to, but he is the personification of this. Like, however you feel about it, and I quite enjoyed some of the WWE stars, Trick Williams in particular, being like TNA champion, but you thought, okay, right, here we go. Mike Santana's TNA World Champion. What happened?
Yeah.
He's lost it already.
Yeah, Frankie Kazarian.
To Kaz. Nothing against Kaz. I just would have preferred a long title reign for someone like Mike Santana, who's earned it, let's be honest, and could be a really good QB going forward into this new TV deal. I also think that I think Santana got a win over like Charlie Dempsey or something, so maybe it might be all right for him, but come on, what are we doing? And maybe it's part of a longer story. My concern and what I believe that potentially the talent are concerned about is them sort of just splurging loads of money on new talent to come in and immediately booking them to go over the people who've worked to get TNA this TV deal. B, them just taking loads and loads more WWE talent because that's clearly worked for them.
Yeah. And
again, overlooking the homegrown-esque, you know, they're not all homegrown, but you know what I mean. The people who've been there for a long time in TNA.
Yep.
And the other thing I think is, let's be honest, whenever TNA has a thing, whether it be new investment or we're going to Monday nights to take on Monday Night Raw, they are the king, and I don't mean this in a good way, of hot shotting, aren't they? Of just like, we need people to pay attention, we need people to get interested in the product, so we'll book Snooki or whatever. Like, I know WWE did that, but you know what I mean? They just do random bollocks and switch titles left, right, and centre when, as we've learned across this industry, particularly over the last few years, long-term storytelling and like stories that have twists and turns of development, that's what gets people invested, not just like, this person's a champion now. Now this person's a champion. Look, I am hopeful that this new money and the TV deal and what have you will help TNA develop, but I understand the cautiousness that talent are going in, because if there's already creative frustration, it might get worse before it gets better. Yeah,
exactly. So they'll probably need a bit of a shake-up unless there's some kind of personnel stuff going on. I think it might be quite difficult. I think that the recent WWE report a couple of months ago about how we think SmackDown sucks, so we're going to make it better. who made it suck then?
Yeah.
You know, the people who are saying these things.
I'm always
So
bamboozled by wrestling that does that.
It's weird.
It's like
It's weird. Like
how
we're
you
suddenly self-aware.
Yeah, how are you suddenly going, wait a second, this is rubbish?
Yeah, it's strange. But I agree. I think the Mike Santana stuff is the most galling. I thought that the thing they did after he lost the belt, where he wasn't replying to calls and stuff, I thought that was very misguided, and that could have some really dark illusions. Obviously, I do think there is a plan with the Kazarian stuff, and I like Frankie Kazarian, but I think that perhaps it would have resonated a bit stronger if they just crowned Mike Santana when he had his first proper big title shot, rather than waiting until the second attempt. So
he barely, I think he did like a couple of TVs that they taped. He did like two shows.
Yeah.
On the second one, he's like, there's a belt back.
Yeah, there you go. Have that one.
Do better with Mike Santana. He's awesome. Do you reckon Russo's taking a punt? Be like, hey, I've heard you got a new TV deal.
I mean, that guy's probably crawling for work every week, isn't he? Gee whiz. Oh, he's booking Juggalo Championship Wrestling now, so he's fine, you know.
Didn't he extend an invite to someone recently? Drew?
Yeah, it was someone who's got like a 5-year contract or something.
You don't fancy it, Drew?
Yeah.
You know, if you don't want to be on the Market Leaders show, what about...
Bro.
Bit of
Let me tell you, bro. Good old Vince Russo.
Yeah. We are gonna, me and the Dudleys are gonna tune into that first episode of the new team and review it. The first, was it 15th of January or something like that? I think. So we'll give it a chance.
Yeah.
But come on, TNA, sort it out.
Do it.
Right, let's talk about this huge champion versus champion match that we've got coming our way, and it's been teased in a great way, in my opinion. Right, so let's go back to the best show of the year, NXT Deadline, that happened this weekend. What's that? The greatest new match type in all of wrestling. Nailed it again!
If you like empty spot fests, it's flipping fantastic. I thought this was the storytelling program.
It is what it tells stories. Subsequent to that, the Iron Survivor Challenge is awesome. You should generally go and check out what happened on Saturday night NXT Deadline. But also, there was a huge title change. Ricky Saints dropping the NXT Championship back to Obafemi, who of course won it off about 70 odd days ago or something like that. Which means that Obafemi is the one that now advances to Saturday night's main event to take on the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes, as was confirmed on Friday night on SmackDown, unless Tony D'Angelo gets there first. So happy to see him back. More on that later. But Femi was posted in footage by WWE following NXT Deadline, laying down the gauntlet to Cody Rhodes, saying the biggest factor is change. Change came knocking at the door of Ricky Saints tonight, and it asked for his title. He had no choice but to relinquish because change always wins. When change met the dinosaurs, he sent the meteor. When change met man in the Old Testament, he sent the flood. And when change comes to the main roster asking for Cody Rhodes, he will send the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war, Obafemi. I love this man.
It's good. It's good. I'm a bit more interested in Obafemi versus Cody than Ricky versus Cody.
Yes.
Not because I think one's better or worse. It's just I've seen Ricky versus Cody before.
Exactly.
Whereas Obafemi versus Cody is brand new. Also, it's a nice taster for him on the main roster. I think he's got potential. What are you up to?
I'm doing his entrance. It's gonna kick ass when that happens in the Rumble.
You're just as scary as the man himself, I would say. Just as powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. Look, I've just climbed on the Iron, so it's just not for me. They're a bit empty. I find them a bit empty and predictable, and they always end the same way. I don't really like that style of match personally anymore. However, I will say I like the balls they showed in making Kendall Gray win it.
Yes.
I think that she's the most promising wrestler in America right now. She's had 79 matches. She's really great. She doesn't have that thing where, you know, inexperienced wrestlers sometimes look like you can kind of see them thinking, and like moves are like telegraphed, and the feed is always a bit like elaborate. She doesn't have that at all. She's an absolute miracle worker.
Her flapjack, and I think Jordan Grace in that match, looked like a finisher. It's like, Jesus!
Yeah, she's an absolute miracle worker. She's a once-in-a-generation level talent, I think. And if her ceiling is as high as it looks right now, she's going to be absurd. But Obafemi versus Cody's really cool.
Oh,
really cool.
Like you say, I anticipated being Ricky Saints because of their history together, and then was pleasantly surprised by the title change. I think this isn't the end for Ricky Saints by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, Obafemi versus Cody is a really exciting dynamic. You've also got Sol Ruka versus Bayley. Maybe more matches might be added on Raw tonight. Who knows? But yeah, I think it's a really intriguing matchup as well for Cody going forward, and just Tony D'Angelo being back made my weekend.
He's going to face John Cena at Deadline. Actually, John Cena's going to beat Gunther now. I want the real Dawn of WWE on my way out.
I don't know what he is now. I don't think he's the Don anymore. Yeah. But I still love him.
He still kills people.
And I just... Oh my God, if he wins that NXT title, then I might have to take a week off, honestly. But yes, very excited to see Omofemi versus Cody on Saturday.
Good stuff. Let's talk about a huge attendance record that has been broken in wrestling. 1 million people in the same building in a year.
JCW doing numbers.
Juggalos, what up? Whoop whoop. I mean, they probably, to be fair, if they held the Blooming Gathering every month, they probably could.
Good point.
It's a huge thing. I'm not disrespecting the Juggalos at all. You drink your Faygo and all that and swing that hatchet.
What's the deal with magnets? Is that a thing?
I just don't know how they work, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how they work. CMLL is the answer.
Of course.
They have last week, surpassed 1 million attendees in Arena Mexico in a year. That is freaking insane. Mm-hmm. That's a hell of a number. So they run Arena Mexico several times a week. That's pretty much how they've done it. But they passed the 1 million mark on Friday, and they handed a championship belt to the person who purchased the millionth ticket, which is pretty cool. So yeah, 1 million fans in there. Unreal in a year. This is also, by the way, it's not the total fans, it's paid, right? So it doesn't include comps, and this also only includes regular shows, which means that Pokemon show they did a few months ago doesn't count, and neither do the AEW shows that have been in there. But if you did count those, it'd be well over 1 million,
that's
like
amazing.
1.1, according to Big Dave on the Wrestling Observer. So there's nowhere that comes close. Nowhere comes even close to even half of that this year in terms of total attendance. And it's totally remarkable because, as well, like a big part of this will be Americans. Like a big part of the Arena Mexico Friday night crowd is tourists. People who are in town, they want some authentic lucha libre, not the slop that AAA puts out, especially these days. They want the real deal. They want to feel the cultural phenomenon. The best place to do that is Arena Mexico. We don't talk about CMLL enough. This is it's the oldest wrestling promotion in the world. It is a massive, massive promotion. I wish it was a bit more accessible to viewers of Western persuasions, English language persuasions, I should say, because it's $35 freaking a month on YouTube. So unless you're a nutso like me, that's quite a lot to spend on a wrestling product. Also, it doesn't always have English language commentary, which I don't need, but a lot of people do need. But it's a huge success. CMLL is a big deal, and we should talk about it more.
Yeah, it's great to hear this, because often, we just focus, obviously, on WWE and AEW.
WAW.
That's just going to merge now, apparently. But, CMLL have been, from the glimpses that I've seen and heard about this year, having a brilliant 2025. Like I say, we saw bits of it with the MJF matches there. He's kind of to give the credit to him. He's the reason this 1 million attendees has happened. But 100%, if I was in Mexico, I'd be like, we have to go to this, because it's such an event, isn't it? It's not just like, cool and lucha libre. Like, it's an occasion, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
Exactly. Like it's on my bucket list to go and see a show there. Like the atmosphere is just one of a kind, and 1 million in the same belt. Like that's unbelievable. People don't know the numbers that they're doing there, man. It's like some of these Friday attendances are up there with anything all year. I mean, aside from they're not getting 60,000 people in there like night one for WrestleMania.
But consistently,
that's big.
Consistency,
exactly. If you're running the same building every week and you haven't burned it out,
that's a good point.
What does that say? Quality.
Check out more CMLL. Sounds good.
There you go. Caminito, the rivalry of the year. Let's go. I love CMLL, man. Hechicero, obviously Mystico, all these guys, Soberano Jr. My favorite is Galeon Fantasma. They're pirates. Pirate-themed luchadors.
You know how to sell me on a wrestling show, don't you?
It's not like heavily they're not coming out with a parrot and they haven't got claws and they're going, arr!
Do they swing out like Paul Burchill used
to
do?
Don't. It's just like the theming of their gear.
What we doing? Come on.
But they rock. Yeah. Sports entertainment is ass. Wrestling is good. There you go. That's my take.
Right, finally, let's talk about Teddy Long shooting on Johnny Ace. So he's doing a Q&A on Road Trip After Hours, and host Mac Davis asked a question to the Hall of Famers saying, Teddy, you get to erase one moment in your wrestling career, any moment, what is it and why? Teddy Long, with a long and varied career, had a heart attack at a wedding, am I right? He got married to like Crystal, I think it was. Yeah, he got kidnapped by The Undertaker. Didn't choose any of those though.
Yeah.
He said, I'd like to erase ever having to work under the guidance of John Laurinaitis. Erase that completely out of my life. He was the worst. He said there were other individuals he had difficulties with, but Laurinaitis is head and shoulders above the rest, saying, there's other people I'd like to erase too, but I ain't going into all that. He was the worst, just in case you missed it the first time he said it.
The worst.
And I can completely get that from all of the stories, and not even the legal side of things I'm talking about here, from all of the wrestling stories I've heard about people working with John Laurinaitis. It would make sense that people would be like, can I, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, that please?
Yeah, can I put that in the bin? I'm in a bit of grump today, reviewers. I don't know if you can tell, but this is one thing we can just rant about and no one will disagree with. Who likes Johnny Ace? Maybe Johnny Ace likes Johnny Ace.
I think he likes himself now.
Yeah, it's funny. Teddy Long's a funny dude. I've always loved Teddy Long. I loved his general manager era.
Yeah.
I love the dance. I love sending people one-on-one with the Undertaker. You're gonna be a six-man tag tonight, player. Let's go. I actually miss that era. I'm not a big authority figure guy, but I always liked Teddy Long. I thought he was fun. And look, it's John Laurinaitis. Who doesn't love dunking on this absolute mess? Yeah,
Worm.
This worm slithering along. You know, the only person who likes him is bloody Vince McMahon, I think. Yeah. And of course, let's not forget that he was initially mentioned in Janelle Grant's lawsuit as well, until he flipped sides like 5 times. He's got no conviction. He's got no integrity.
He didn't just switch sides. He was like, actually, no, I've changed your back.
Yeah, people power. More like power of an asshole.
I got him.
Yeah, say that. No one likes Johnny Ace.
No.
It's funny. Let's just, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep it rolling. Keep it pushing.
I like that.
Thank you for joining us.
He was the worst.
He was the worst. Thank you for joining us today. Vote in the awards.
Yes.
Be cool, help the school, pick up trash and collect cash. Life advice from the guru right here. Pow, video on your screen. Don't know what it is. It's random.
Bye.
See you later.